Hello, everyone. Cindy here with Yoga Body Elements in Uptown Wellness Festival, Chicago. And we have our returning guest, Dr. Nature Healing. They are going to be speaking again we are hosting them on Monday, November 3rd on Zoom, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. And the talk is going to be about immunity boosting. So thank you so much for being here and wanting to collaborate again on another Zoom workshop. The last one was great. I know people really enjoyed it. There was so much information and questions. And so I'm super excited to host you again. So thank you for being here. For people that don't know about Dr. Nature Healing, can you just share who are you?
Thank you for having us on. Yeah, so Dr. Nature Healing is me and my husband. We just like sharing what we know, healthy living, conscious living, effective, efficient living. How do we do it all naturally? Ayurveda, yoga, meditation, healthy foods. Our family, we are 95% raw vegan. But it doesn't mean that we only work with raw vegans. I know that there are some people who are afraid of Ayurveda because they think it's all about milk and ghee and white rice, especially those people who have moved on beyond animal products or beyond unhealthy products. Some people are cautious. They think that if we are raw, they would also have to go raw, the minutes they they attend our workshops, but it doesn't work that way. So Ayurveda can meet you anywhere you are right now and get you wherever you want to go in terms of your body, in terms of your mind, and beyond.
Yeah, Ayurveda may be practiced in many ways. So contemporary view on Ayurveda depends on how practitioners present it. It's really about what Ayurveda can do beyond each individual practitioner's notion of it. And Ayurveda is all embracing concept of natural health, which actually is the fundamental one for any natural health. And therefore, it definitely can talk about veganism, pure veganism, or raw food in terms of how the balance can be achieved through these nutritional concepts, and of course, different other aspects of it too.
Excellent. And I would also just acknowledge, about how you've been able to come together and share this mission and this passion for so many years and to help so many people. So just acknowledging there is power in that. So thank you for being that. And also what I'm hearing is you both have a lot of experience with a raw food. You founders of Purple Sprout Cafe, that was located for 5 years in Wheeling, Illinois. And you also have a great knowledge and background in the Ayurveda practices. So those who are going to be attending the workshop on Monday, November 3rd on Zoom, can you share a little bit more? Will this be focused on supporting your immune system through Ayurvedic meal practices? Will there be other types of practices incorporated that you'll share about? Can you just talk a little bit what you're willing to share, what people can expect to learn?
Yes, absolutely. The way we do our talks is we put our knowledge together, theoretical knowledge as well as our personal and professional experience. So every workshop is a compilation of aspects and all these factors. So in this workshop, we will be sharing a lot of practical advice, not just theoretical knowledge. We will be doing live demos of Ayurvedic and yogic cleansing techniques. Cleansing in terms of supporting your immune system, cleansing nasal passages, for example, respiratory channels, to make sure that we are warding off viruses during this cold time. There are a lot of people who still are afraid to try. They have heard about this routine, for example, it's called neti, but a lot of people are afraid to try. So we'll also show you how to do the gargling, how to make your own saline solution. Dr. Nature, what else will you talk about? I know that there are some spices that you will be mentioning.
Immunity from standpoint of Ayurveda is not just one function, it's a whole complex, different routines and layers of practice to achieve good state of health and resistance to the disease. It's actually the Ayurvedic notion rooted in the concept of Ojas, and Ojas is the essence of vitality and vigor, which is the product of good digestion, and well-nourished tissues, manifesting through robust immunity, inner peace, and glowing state of health. It's that inner radiance which provides you the strength to resist any external factors as well as the internal factors like stress. And this is what we're going to be talking about, the concept of ojas and how to achieve it. So we'll talk nutrition and the herbal supplementation to build the ojas, the adaptogenic herbs, the purifying and nurturing herbs, certain concoctions, how you can make the season appropriate drinks to boost your immunity, support your immunity, at the same time not accumulate any other byproducts that can actually undermine the immunity. It would be balanced between how you nurture your immunity and how you maintain cleanliness of the body to keep the balanced ratio of the both throughout the season. And we'll of course talk about some other routines that have less to do with nutrition, but more with practices of yoga, asanas, and other bodily routines, let's say self-administered body therapies throughout the winter, the types of herbs and oils that you may use during the season, and meditation, of course, and the kind of meditation that can chase the stress away and overcome, the chronic imbalanced emotional states.
Which is very important during the cold season because, there is this thing people call winter blues, right? With the gloomy weather and the cold weather and the dryness of the season.
Overcome
yes.
that. We'll talk in depth on all aspects of it. So we'll be looking forward to have you join the webinar. Thank you.
Yes, and on top of that, we'll be doing a live demo of vegan golden milk, what spices to use there, how to make it delicious, not just healthy. So yes, we'll do that as well.
The herbs that support your strength, power to all tissues, to the muscle tissue, to the neurological tissue, so that your physical and mental health are at their top of their potential, balanced, and provide you with the ultimate life energy. We want to be practical because theoretical aspect is important, of course, but if it's not supplemented by practice, then it's not fully realized. And we want you to not just know about it, but experience it to the full.
Okay, well, you had me at vegan golden milk. That's one of my favorite drinks to make, and especially during the winter season. And so I love that you're incorporating that into this. And what I'm hearing too is the topics and the tools and techniques you're going to share, not only just listening and hearing, this isn't my favorite word, but statistics about, Ayurveda and certain foods and practices that can support you. But I'm also hearing just nourish you during the winter season. And you're also going to do some live demonstrations, which I think is excellent and so helpful for people that are just tuning in to wanting to find ways that they can, I like to say, reclaim their power back into their health and their well-being and their immune system. So excellent. I'm super excited to see what you're going to bring on Monday, November 3rd on Zoom for that workshop. And also just want to acknowledge, I haven't mentioned for people that don't know who you are, just learning about who you are with the Dr. Nature. Dr. Nature, you also have a history and experience in Western medicine as well. So that you not only with this mission, you both are merging both Western and Eastern perspectives. So that's also in the background of what you're sharing. Do you want to share anything about that or?
Yeah, I'd be very happy to do that, of course. So originally I'm a physician's assistant. So this is where I started. And while studying for that, I worked as the CNA and registered nurse, and then I became physician's assistant, and then I moved to the United States. And I had to retrain for registered nurse, and then I acquired my license, and I worked in different settings, in different fields, providing nursing care. And then I reached the understanding of that allopathic Western medicine is limited as to how it addresses the root cause of the conditions. At a superficial level and symptom management, it's excellent. In the surgical care, it's excellent too, but few pieces of puzzle are missing, which I realized that, and I think that many people can relate to that and kind of, be of the same opinion as mine is. And then I looked around and started to research of what it is that can make ourselves independent from that inflicted medical care that can make us be more self-sustainable in terms of taking care of your health. And I went into Oriental medicine, which actually opened up new perspective for me. And I realized that there's so much in it. And this is actually the way to understand physiology and pathology, and provided me so many answers to questions that I had. And I started complementing my Western knowledge with Oriental knowledge, not in a controversial way, but in a supplementative type of way, where I looked for similarities. And because, ultimately we are one, right? And concepts of different healing modalities, they should not divide us, but they should bring us together, because we're studying the same subject. And actually, what I understand, there is a lot of things that are coming to the common ideas in both Western and Oriental concepts, except that the Oriental concept is maybe more articulate in the subtle energies, particularly energies that lay foundation for our existence. Because when we think of the material body to be the fundamental principle of our life, and then start building from there, or where we understand that there is a subtle energy that is the fundamental principle of our life, and then we take another approach. But in the end, we're studying the same subject. I can talk from both perspectives. It depends on what people are attuned to, if they're willing to understand and build their understanding from the Western concept. We can do that talking in that terminology, or if somebody's prepared to talk and understand the concept from the subtle energy perspective, we can jump into that and definitely provide a bigger and more in-depth picture of the subtle processes to be the building blocks of the physiology and of our anatomy as the later manifestation of our being. And the processes of the diseases and imbalances within these two concepts can also be explained from the both perspectives and understood, and then the root cause can actually be explored and practically approached and eradicated. So it's really all about the root cause of conditions coming from different perspectives, from different oppositions. So we will explore that as we go. In this webinar, we'll talk about it, and going further, we'll discuss other different environments and conditions that this depend on.
Yeah, thank you for sharing. Yeah, for
Right.
people that don't know that you have that Western training and are just curious a little bit more about your background and just how you've been in it and you see what works and what's not working and how things can work better, and that will also, what I'm hearing, be shared in your share on November 3rd.
My background for Ayurveda is that I'm certified Ayurvedic practitioner, and I studied in lineage of SVA, which is Shakyavansha Ayurveda, which is the Pranic Ayurveda.
Ancient branch of Ayurveda that dates back at least 8,000 years. This lineage was actually mentioned in the Puranas. As some of the stories go, even one of Krishna's sons was cured thanks to this lineage of Ayurveda.
The vibrational Ayurveda practice. So we work more on prana than doshas.
And the premise behind it is that once you increase and improve the flow of prana, doshas start falling into place. So they balance themselves out.
Yeah, but that's probably essential for people who know something about Ayurveda already, because before you understand the differences, you probably need to have some basic understanding of what Ayurveda is. But I can tell you that Ayurveda is the mother of all natural medicines. It is even the fundamental knowledge that traditional Chinese medicine arises from. It's the most ancient system of natural health. It is, I can also even say it's like flawless one. Maybe it's a lot to say, but I would think so. And modern natural, as well as the Western medicine with the concept of metaphysical health, will sooner or later drift to understand that Ayurvedic knowledge is at base.
Thank you for being that stand and for being that bridge to bring all practices and together and to see how they can work together. And Irina, if you want to share, I know you shared a little bit on the last interview that we did for disease prevention and healing. If there's anything you want to share about your knowledge and your training and your background, what's brought you to sharing this information?
Sure, sure. So my experience goes back probably 15, 20 years. So well before the age of 30, I was already falling apart physically and mentally. It was a miracle that we had our first son. As these situations kept to unravel, I realized that I needed to change myself from the inside out, which is what I did with the help of meditation and plant-based food. Yeah, so basically was able to cure a lot of conditions that were ruining me. Yes, and then we created Purple Sprout caffeine juice bar, and then Purple Sprout conscious organics. And along the way, we kept studying and researching and trying, applying it to ourselves, helping other people. So we have been in this field for at least 15 years. I became yoga instructor in two different disciplines, so to speak, hatha yoga and body and brain yoga, plus raising healthy kids. Our boys are 16 and 13 now, helping a lot of families along the way. That's what I'm bringing to the table. Yeah, so I have a lot of experience with winter seasons and kids, boys that go out there, go to all kinds of activities, bring all kinds of germs back, and how to fight them off and how to keep them healthy. Yeah, so a lot of experience in that field.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you for sharing. Yeah. So not even just like family wellness, also women's health wellness, and even just to share the pregnancy part too, and just how women can reclaim and then come back to the family and be able to, grow, like you said, two healthy children. So excellent.
Yes.
And how these practices can
They
work.
definitely do work. Yes.
Excellent. So thank you. Yeah, thank you for sharing a little bit more about what brought you to for this to be your passion and your mission and your purpose. So looking forward again to hosting you on Monday, November 3rd, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time on Zoom. So if you're seeing this video in real time, please make sure to pre-register so you don't miss this live. And I think recording might be available for 48 hours after. So it's best to be in person so you can be there in action, asking the questions and get your answers in real time. So is there anything else that you want to share before we close this interview?
No, I just wanted to thank you, Cindy, and ask everybody, please come, please join, because you'll be able to ask questions in real time and get real-time answers as well.
So we'll see you all on Monday, November 3rd, 2025, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time on Zoom. There will be links in the description box and also tagging Dr. Nature Wellness. It'll be also Purple Sprout Cafe Organics. So check for those handles, follow if you're wanting to learn more about Dr. Nature Wellness movement. And until then, we will see you all very soon.